poet, it's probably easy for you, because poets know how to.
I'm actually just starting to be a writer. I'm just kind of traveling into like short stories and fiction. Okay, I don't know how big this is, but Costa Rica is the experience of a lifetime. The food was delicious and the horseback riding an adventure to check off your bucket list. People are so relaxed and friendly. I would highly recommend an excursion to this land of mountains, jungle, and sunshine.
Very nice.
There,
It's what you call flash fiction, no, flash non-fiction. Somebody got another one? Yeah.
This is about the old city of Dubrovnik in Croatia. Sun-baked red roofs as far as my aging eyes could see, contrasting with white grey tiles polished smooth like 2 centuries of footsteps of kings, conquerors, common folk, and now tourists. This place has seen glory and been flattened by bombs during brutal conflicts, only to rise, but not like the phoenix, but stone by painstaking stone.
Very good, very good. One more, anybody got another one? Now, this gives you an idea about if you're going to submit a story and they only want 700 words, how you can go about paring things down. I have an exceptional large word count for my travel through history because of the subject material we cover. A lot of like culture, art, literature, trips, stuff like that. And so I will take up to 1,500 words, but I still get people who don't bother reading submission guidelines and send me 2,500 words. And I'm not going to spend all that time editing it down. It's up to them. It's up to you, the writer, to pay attention to the submission guidelines. But if you have a story and you've got it down to about 1,000 words and they say they only want 700, how do you scrunch it all down like that? So I'm going to give you some editing tips here. And I think I gave you the handout that shows how I took 729 words and scrunched it down to 300 for the Vancouver Province travel thing. They only wanted a 300-word story, and I already had this longer one written, so I had to know what to cut out. One of the things you do is when you're writing, try not to use adverbs that end with ly. For instance, if you're describing the little girl is going happily down the road, you're just telling us, you're not really showing us anything. If you say the little girl skipped down the road with her pigtails bouncing, then you can see that she's happy. So watch all those ly adverbs and try to take them out and change it. Also, words ending with ing. Sometimes you have to use it, but most of the time you don't. And it creates a passive voice to your story. So you want it to be more like in the moment. So watch those ing words. Watch words like that, stuff, and, but, however. And especially the word and. If you see the word and in the middle of a sentence and take the and out and make it into 2 sentences, it will probably tighten your writing up quite a bit rather than having a long run-on sentence. So these are just tiny little tricks to use when you're doing your things. When you're writing numbers from 1 to 99, usually you write in, I think it's 1 to 99, you write the actual number out. But when you're writing dates, like if you're trying to say the date of when a cathedral was built in 1492, then you put the numbers in there. You don't write the numbers out, the words out. But there's a whole list of useless words here that you can do without. Very tells you nothing, but it was very nice. What does that tell you? What was nice about it? You know, so look for those kinds of things in your writing, and it will help improve your writing an awful lot. But what you can do right now, just for a quick minute, look at something you wrote tonight, look through it, and circle all the ing words for a starter, and all the words ending with an ly. Just circle them.
Do you have that list of useless words?
Pardon?
Do you have the list of useless words?
Isn't it on the back of your, is it on the back of the editing tips? Let's see, it's here. Maybe I left it out.
It's not in there.
No, I didn't give you that. If anybody wants it, if anybody didn't get all the stuff and wants it, just email me and I'll send it to you. I have so many handouts and stuff from my long, I use them in my long travel writing, like 5 weeks or 8 week travel writing courses. I have all these handouts, and I didn't necessarily put them all in with the 2 hour one. So if you just do that, just check and look and see if you have and stuck in the middle of a sentence somewhere that you can do it out. And this is just a little trick to show you how you can do your editing yourself. One of the things also that's, I'm not sure if I gave you a thing about, no, I don't need to talk about that. The travel photos. Is there any questions people would like to ask before we wind up, because we're almost running out of time?
Yes, I was wondering if I emailed you or whatever, would you have a list of places that you submit articles to? Do you have that kind of?
I do have a list there too, yeah, but you can also Google travel markets online and you'll find quite a few things, but I do have a list of stuff.
And it tells you where and how to submit?
And you have to look on their submission guidelines and take a look at my Travel Through History site and you'll see some of the really interesting stories I get on there from all over the place. And some it started out, as I said, as sort of a mentor thing for new writers, but I've got some pretty well-established journalists that send me stories now. I only pay, if it's chosen as the feature of the month, it's $25. Otherwise, from 1,000 to 1,500 words, it's $15, and under 1,000, it's $10. Some of the online places will pay you more money. I write steadily for Europe Up Close and for Travel Generation in New Zealand. They pay about $50 a story. It's not like it used to be, when you would be able to submit stuff to the newspapers and get paid quite a lot of money, because the newspapers don't take freelance stuff these days, so it's kind of made it a bit tough. And even senior living has really cut back, because I kind of gave up on her for a while because I'd send her a story and she'd say I can't use it for a year. Well, she pays $45. I can send it this week to Europe Up Close and get paid $50. I'm not going to wait a year to send the story.
Yeah.
So, you just have to take bottom up. And I won't give my stuff. Sometimes when you're just starting out, you might have to give a story away just to give you, because it's nice to see it in print. It's exciting to see it there. So when you're just new at it, and you haven't really sort of got yourself established, if you send it to a place and they're not going to pay, okay, fine. But after a point, no. The reason I started my Travel Through History up, I was submitting to this place called travellady.com. She had her sites all covered with advertising, so she gets paid lots of money for her site, and she was not paying a coin for the stories. And she published maybe a couple of mine. They were old stories, so I didn't mind it. And then she started getting so bitchy and so picky and so nasty. And I said, look, I'm giving you my story, and I have never been treated by an editor ever before the way that you are treating me. So that's it. And I hope I'm going to start my own online magazine so I can take new people's work and they don't have to put up with this kind of stuff. Really,
Yeah.
you know, you don't have to put up with that.